Alright guys, so starting with a clean primed eye, go into your Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and with a Sigma E40 you're going to take Ludwin and put that all over your eyelid all the way up to your brow bone. What this is going to do is it is going to make the primer less tacky so that it makes all the other eyeshadows easier to blend. Once you are done with that, take the exact same E40 and go into Laetus, which is the light orange shade at the very top, and blend that right under your brow bone. Okay. And just make sure that's all blended. Next, you're going to take a Sigma E25 and back into Laetus. You're going to deepen that up a bit in the crease and outer corner. And you don't want to go too heavy-handed. It makes blending a lot easier if you kind of lightly do it. With smoky eyes you can always go darker, but you cannot go lighter. You will need to start over. So I'm taking that shade all the way into that inner corner there, making sure it is perfectly blended before we go on to our next step. Alright, so next I'm taking the E25 again, and I'm dipping that into Lucius, which is the red shade, and I'm taking that into the crease very lightly. You just want to make sure that you have kind of like a roadmap for where you want to stop blending your dark shades. So just kind of place it there. It doesn't have to be too pretty right now. You can blend it, but it really doesn't need to be very pretty. So the next step is to take the E25 again, back into Lucius, and pat that all over your eyelid underneath where you made that line in your crease. And again, don't go too heavy with this. You can instantly have a very, very red eye. So less is more, guys. Make sure that's all nice and blended in. Once you are done with that, we can move on to our next step. And more blending. Awesome. So next we're going to tightline. I am using a Zoeva 226 smudger, and I'm using it with the Maybelline Eyestudio liner. I'm just taking it and kind of wiggling it into my lashes. Once you are done with that, I'm going to take that same Maybelline liner and pat it onto my eyelid. We're going to smudge this out later, but for now it makes a really good base for our smoky eye, so it's going to keep everything in place all night. Once you're done with that, go ahead and press a black eyeshadow on top of that. I am using the Kat Von D Shade and Light black eyeshadow. I'm then going back in with my E25 to blend that all out. So you want to blend that black eyeshadow into that eyeliner. It's pretty easy to do. You just gotta use a little manpower and blend it all out. And make sure you're blending inwards. Directional blending is really, really important for this eye look. If you blend back and forth too much, you could just get 2 points of intensity. So the next step, I'm taking a pencil brush, also by Sigma, and I'm just kind of making the black line a little bit more perfected and for my eye shape. So that is the Sigma E30 pencil brush. And once you've got it all laid out perfectly, you want to take a step back, make sure that it looks right. Could use some more in the inner corner. So I'm just going to keep touching that up. Keep blending out with my E25. I like to add a little bit more of that red color to make sure it stays nice and blended. Don't forget that inner corner. And we're just kind of rounding out the whole eye look. So pretty. Alright, so next you're going to line your waterline. I used the Nars via Veneta black liner, and then I packed a little bit of black eyeshadow on top of that, just with a pretty dense brush. That one is the Zoeva 322 brow line. I'm then going to start mapping out that inner corner with that same brush, and I'm using a lighter shade in the palette. It's the lighter brown one. I think it's called Solos. So just kind of map out where you want that to go. I then switched to a MAC 263 brush so I can get a little bit more precise with that. And I started adding in the black shade, which is Shax, very, very lightly to get that sharp angle. Making sure that everything's nice and blended. It should look something like this. What you want to do next is take a clean angle brush and go into Kat Von D's Thunderstruck and put that into that inner corner there. This is going to add a pop of shimmer, and it's really pretty. So once you're done with that, you can just kind of clean up the mess that it made. And this is what your eyes should look like. Oh no! I don't have any foundation. My skin looks awful. Let's fix that. Ew. Yeah, we get it, summer. So I'm going in with a Sedona Lace brush, and I'm using the Tarte Amazonian Clay foundation. I have super dry skin, and I love this foundation. I'm now going in with the Naked Concealer in Fair Neutral. And just kind of conceal what needs to be concealed. Do a little bit of highlighting. I have some lip piercing scars, so I'm going to cover those up. And set that all with a powder. I use the Too Faced Primed and Poreless. Make sure you contour that face. I'm using the MAC Sculpt powder here with a little contour brush. Contour right under my lip, just to make my lips look poutier. Right, make sure you contour that forehead. If you have a really big forehead like me, you're probably going to take it in a little bit more. And my favorite part is to contour that nose, because who doesn't want a tiny little elfie nose?
So this is the finished look. I hope you like it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys!